Welcome everybody to this short presentation about the bachelor's programs in Actuarial Science and Econometrics at the University of Amsterdam. My name is Umut and I am the program director for the bachelor's program in Actuarial Science. So a very quick overview of our programs. Let's start with some definitions. In case you don't know, Actuarial Science is all about applying mathematical and statistical methods to assess risk in insurance, finance, and related fields. So when you think actuarial science, you should think of risk management. So wherever and whenever there is financial risks involved, so think of insurance, think of finance, banking, but also think of things like pensions. Then actuarial science is involved to understand those risks and to manage those risks. Econometrics is a somewhat broader subject. It also applies mathematical and statistical methods, but now the aim is more to understand and predict economic relations and dynamics. And ultimately, the goal is to help businesses or governments or financial institutions or various decision makers to make better decisions. So that's essentially what those two fields are all about. What are the typical work areas for our graduates? Essentially anywhere where there is a lot of analytical skills required and there's mathematical and statistical modeling that is required, then you can find our graduates working there. Typically, they end up working for banks or other financial institutions, insurance companies, pension funds, consultancies, various companies within the industry, various government institutions or advisory boards or ministries, but also startups, for example. So you can find our graduates working in all these fields and more. Once again, wherever people are needed with analytical skills, programming skills, quantitative skills, then our graduates can easily find a job there. At the University of Amsterdam, the two bachelor's programs have joint 2 years. So the first 2 years of actuarial science and econometrics are joint. So you will take the exact same courses, no matter if you're doing actuarial science or econometrics, you will do the exact same courses for the first 2 years, and you will only specialize in the third year. And you can actually change your choice until the end of your second year. Both programs are highly quantitative. There's a lot of math and programming and statistics involved, and therefore they are typically challenging programs. But the payoff is also excellent. So once you finish these programs, in terms of job satisfaction, in terms of salaries you can expect, the payoff is excellent. And yeah, during these pandemic times, we should probably stress that we are fully prepared for continued online teaching. It is at this point not clear how the teaching will be organized in the coming academic year. Currently, all teaching in the Faculty of Economics and Business is online. So we are teaching all the courses online, all the exams are online. And if the pandemic situation continues like this, and if we have to continue things online, then we are fully prepared for that. We have plenty of experience with it by now. So everything should run pretty smoothly. Here is a recent newspaper article from the Dutch newspaper The Volkskrant. This is quite recent, from November 2020. This is about a startup, a medical startup called PacMed. So this is a startup that aims to use some big data techniques, some sophisticated statistical modeling and machine learning techniques to increase the efficiency of healthcare systems and hospitals. And actually, one of our graduates is involved with this startup as well, which is why I included this slide as an example of a possible career path you might follow. Here is another example, another newspaper article. This is from a couple of years back, from the same newspaper, the Volkskrant. And this article says that the Dutch National Railway Company, which is called NS, it has started an initiative that aims to use once again machine learning and statistical modeling to mitigate to lessen the effects of late trains on the whole train system. So they started this initiative a couple of years ago, and some of our graduates are involved in this initiative as well. So these are just a couple of examples that actually made the media, made it to the media, and so these should give you an idea of possible career paths that you can follow after finishing this program. Okay, so the program of study at the University of Amsterdam, as I said, the first 2 years are joint for bachelors in actuarial science and in econometrics. You start with a preparatory year, that's the first year. In the second year, you have a joint second year. So we typically refer to these to the first 2 years as quantitative economics program. So this is basically actuarial science and econometrics joined. In the third year, you split into actuarial science or econometrics. And typically, most of our students, I would say at least 90% of our students, also continue on to a master's program. The sort of the standard choice for actuarial science students is to continue on to the master's in actuarial science and mathematical finance, which we offer at the University of Amsterdam. And the econometrics students, many of them, they continue on to the master's program in econometrics. But of course, these are not the only choices that you have. If you want to continue on to a master's program, you can also go to a related but different master's program in another university in the Netherlands or beyond. Okay, let's see in a bit more detail what the study program looks like. What you see now is the first year. Um, the academic year in the University of Amsterdam is divided into 2 semesters, and each semester is divided into 3 blocks. The first 2 blocks in each semester are 8 weeks each, and the third block is a shorter block of 4 weeks. So it's 884, 884 weeks. The first semester, you can see you start immediately with the mathematics sequence, the first one, Math 1, it's all about calculus. You also take microeconomics and macroeconomics. So we don't expect any knowledge of economics from incoming students. We will teach you whatever you need to know. You also start with the probability and statistics sequence. You start with probability and statistics 1. And there are some supporting courses in skills and tutoring. So these are basically study help to help you get acquainted with the program and to catch up. And in block 3, the shorter block, you get an introduction to econometrics and actuarial science, just to give you an overview of what these fields are about. In the second semester, you continue with the mathematics sequence, Math 2, linear algebra. You also take your programming and numerical analysis course, which focuses on the software R. So in our bachelor's programs in both econometrics and actuarial science, we focus very much on the programming language R. Again, we don't expect any programming skills from you. Many of the students come in without any experience in programming. Whatever you need to know, you will learn during your studies. In the second semester, you also take a course in finance and the second course in the probability and statistics sequence. And in block 6, the shorter block of the second semester, you take the introduction to the data science pre-processing. So if you look back on the first year courses, you will see that there are 10 courses, and each of them of 6 credits. And these credits are distributed as you see on the slide: 18 credits mathematics, 12 credits statistics, 18 credits economics, and 12 credit orientation courses. And just like all Dutch universities, we have this system of binding study advice. That means you need to take at least 48 credits during your first year. So out of these 10 courses, you need to pass at least 8 of them successfully. in order to be able to continue with the program. So if you don't pass at least 8 of your 10 courses during the first year, you will have to leave the study and maybe take another program. And typically 60 to 70% of our students get positive BSA. So 60 to 70% of our students actually pass 48 credits and they are able to continue the program. That means 30 to 40% of students actually do not pass the first year. So this is indeed a challenging program. And we do require a good, solid background in mathematics and a strong interest in mathematics as well, so that you can indeed pass the first year and continue with the program. If you do pass the first year, you continue on with the second year. It's still the joint program. In the first semester, you continue with the math sequence with advanced linear algebra and multivariate analysis. And you also start getting some more specialized courses. So you can see that in the first semester in block 1, you take life insurance mathematics, which is very much actuarial science focused. And you also take probability and statistics 3 and statistical learning in the first semester. And in the second semester, you see you have Econometrics 1 and Econometrics 2. These are obviously econometrics focused courses. In addition, you also take mathematical economics and risk theory. Risk theory is again a rather actuarial science focused course. So you get these more specialized courses already in the second year. And in block 6 of the second semester, you take empirical project. And this is a nice course where you actually work with real world data, real world cases. You apply whatever you have learned so far into some real world situations. In year 3, as we mentioned, you split, so specializations start. Within econometrics, there are actually 2 possible tracks you can follow. So if you choose econometrics, you have to choose between the track econometrics or the track data science. What you see on the slide right now is the third year for the econometrics track within econometrics. In the first semester of the third year is essentially yours to construct. So you can take electives, free electives, basically in any subject that you want. Or you can choose your electives in a particular way so that you actually do a minor in during this first semester. Or you can choose to study abroad during this first semester. So you can go to another university in another country to spend this first semester. Or you can do an internship. So, and on top of the internship, you still have to take a few electives as well. So you have many possibilities to do your first semester of the third year. And in the second semester of the third year, these are the courses that you would take in the track econometrics. So you take applied machine learning or business analytics, one of them in block 4, and then the mathematical economics 2, and then time series analysis. And of course, finally, you take the thesis seminar and you write your bachelor's thesis to finish the program. About the data science track within econometrics, well, the first semester looks basically the same. Once again, it is yours to construct. So you can choose electives. You can do a minor in another subject. You can study abroad, or you can do an internship. And in the second semester, the courses are slightly different. In block 4, you take both applied machine learning and business analytics. In block 5, you take time series analysis. And once again, you start with your bachelor's thesis. What about actuarial science? If you go with the actuarial science option, the first semester looks very similar as in the econometrics case. The first semester is again essentially yours to construct, but we do have one obligatory course in the first semester, and that's the mathematical and empirical finance. So you have to take that course, but on top of that, you are once again free to choose your own electives or do a minor or study abroad. We do not yet offer the internship option for actuarial science yet. In the second semester, you can see that the courses you would take are very much focused on actuarial science. So you have financial accounting and life insurance, and research seminar in actuarial science, and stochastic models in life insurance. And of course, you finish the program once again by taking the thesis seminar and writing your bachelor's thesis. The study program looks like. A couple of things. Why should you choose University of Amsterdam? Well, the program is entirely in English. We have a very international atmosphere. More than 50% of our students come from outside of the Netherlands, from Europe and beyond. Our teaching staff is also quite mixed. So there's a very international atmosphere on campus. You have 2 joint years between actuarial science and econometrics, and the moment of choice actually comes basically at the end of your second year, so you can always switch. So if you're not sure yet if you want to do actuarial science or econometrics, you actually have 2 years after you start the program to make your final decision. You have excellent career prospects. As I mentioned, our students don't struggle at all finding jobs, and these tend to be good, well-paying jobs. And also, our students, our graduates, typically report high job satisfaction as well. So they are not only well-paying jobs, but also jobs that people enjoy. We provide a lot of study support. There's a lot of support available on campus. If you struggle with courses, or if you want some extra help, it is available. We have we are the only university in the Netherlands that offers a bachelor's program in actuarial science, so that's a strong point. And so we have this now combination with data science. So within econometrics, we actually have a track of data science, but even if you don't choose that track, we have plenty of courses focused on programming and data science. So that is increasingly playing a role in both actuarial science and econometrics. So we are incorporating that into our curriculum. Another strong point I would say is that we have a very active student union, which is called VSAE. This student union organizes a lot of social events, career events. They provide a lot of study support as well. And they with international students, they also help them getting settled and solve various kind of practical issues. So that's also a strong point, I would say. Of course, we have a very enthusiastic staff who are used to and who love actually working with international students from all over the world, but also Dutch students, obviously. Our location, I would say, is a very strong point as well. We are located in the heart of Amsterdam. We have good relations with a lot of companies and institutions that are in Amsterdam. We have a lot of graduates working in many companies in Amsterdam. But also from a cultural and social point of view, of course, Amsterdam is a great city to live in for young people. Yeah, you can see here that in the Dutch newspaper Financiële Dagblad, there was an article that appeared in 2015, and they actually ranked the best entry-level jobs that you can have. And yeah, you can see in the first spot there that actuary was chosen as the best entry-level job in 2015, both in terms of salary and in terms of job satisfaction. And the current situation is not too different. That is essentially all I wanted to say today. Of course, there are a couple of things you should keep in mind. If you're applying from the Netherlands or the European Union, the application deadline is May 1st. Of course, there are exceptions that are possible, so you should see the website. If you're applying from outside of the EU, the application deadline for you is sooner. It's April 1st. But once again, there are exceptions that might apply in your case. We have a program called UvA matching. So if you are actually admitted to the program, then you will be asked to complete a 1-week online course that will help you assess whether the program is a good fit for you or not. So you will be asked to do this. So this is a mandatory thing to do, but the results are not binding. So even if you get really bad results out of this, you can still continue on with the program if you want to. But this is just to help you make a decision. So if you're still not sure if this is the right program for you, if you have the right background or not, if you complete this program, you should get a pretty good idea of what's expected from you. So if you get good results out of UvA matching, then you can be more or less assured that you will do well in the program. Whereas if you don't do so well in UvA matching, you might maybe rethink if this program is a good match for you or not. Our website has more information about UvA matching as well. And if you want to know more, if you want to chat with our current students, you can do this via our Instagram account. You can see the account name on the screen right now. Or you can attend an online chat session with former or current students on our UvA websites via the student ambassadors. And yes, of course, if you have any more questions, we are active on various social media accounts on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. So make sure to check those as well. Thank you for joining us today. I hope this was informative, and we hope to see you on campus in September. Goodbye.